Hi, and thank you for watching this video. Most likely you're watching this video because you received a notification about your tenant is given notice to vacate, or that you're just interested in our move out process. At Mynd, we understand that when a resident has given notice to vacate and the property is going to become vacant, that is the most stressful time for an investor. Obviously, the property or the investment is not making any money. So before a resident moves out, we try to retain the resident. Is there anything that we can do so that the resident will stay and not create a vacancy in your investment? Per our lease agreement at Mynd, the resident must give a minimum of 30-day notice. Our goal is to get that property leased before the resident moves out. So we have 30 days to get the property in line with our move out so that we can go ahead and get the property not just leased, but also somebody moved in as quickly as possible. And we're in constant contact with the resident the last 30 days. So we want the resident to do everything that they need to do to make our job easier upon the transition, and also to make sure that they get as much money back on their security deposit by keeping the house the way they received it. So we do market the property during the last 30 days of occupancy. We will get rent comps and we'll advertise the property for lease. We will pre-list the property on our website, which syndicates to hundreds of other websites, including Zillow and Trulia. We'll also put a sign in the yard for drive-by visibility. This allows us to receive leads and even process applications. And we process all applications per fair housing guidelines. Also, while the property is occupied, we'll review the last inspection report and we'll get a ballpark estimate of what it's going to take to get that property rent ready. From that report, we'll determine what are the damages versus wear and tear. Tenants are responsible for damages. Investor is responsible for wear and tear. We'll discuss all the work needed and go if it's over the reserve amount, and we'll go over that work with you so that you understand what's needed to get the property rent ready. We'll also go over if we need to make any enhancements to the property. Maybe we need to change out appliances and go stainless steel to get more rent. We schedule all items needed to get the property rent ready before the resident moves out. Once the resident moves out, they return the keys and remotes. That allows us to know that the resident has officially surrendered the property. So in typical case, if the resident moves out on the last day of the month, then the first day of the next month, so let's say it's April 30, on May 1, we already have the rekey company scheduled to go out on May 1. We already have the utilities scheduled to go on May 1. We have landscaping ready to go out. We do pest control on May 1. And then our team will perform a move-out inspection so that we can do the security deposit disposition correctly and charge the resident the stuff that they need to be charged. We then have on May 3, we have the make-ready team already scheduled so they can go and get the property made ready, carpet clean the property if needed, and so that we're ready for the turn. Typical make-ready can take anywhere from 1 to 3 days. Our goal is to get the property rent ready in less than 10 days. In most cases, we can actually get it even less than that. So if we have a approved applicant, they can, in most cases, if things go well, they can move into the property in less than 10 days. So you're not missing very little rent. The next steps after that is when the property is rent ready, we review the work and document the property and perform a move-in inspection. This allows us to have a documentation of what the property looks like before a resident moves in. We do a 3D video walk for a virtual tour. There is no extra cost for that. The property can now be shown, or we can move in a resident. And of course, we apply the security deposit to any unpaid rent or damage charges and refund the remainder to the resident. And so that is our overall process to get a property rent ready and somebody moved in as quickly as possible. Thank you.